that's what it was. And after the sparring, we respected each other. Like, it was a different type vibe after we sparred, honestly. Now it was like, oh, damn, bro. Like, damn. Like, we really started to get to know each other, you feel me? Because when he came to our gym, he was popular. Like, Shakur was the guy.
They knew him.
Everybody knew him.
Yeah.
And amateurs.
One thing I can say, though, because, I've been seeing, we've been amateur together and stuff.
Right.
Boxing fans everywhere got a reality check when footage leaked showing Keyshawn Davis dropping Shakur Stevenson during sparring. This wasn't just some random gym session either. The clip showcased Davis's precision and perfect timing, giving everyone a glimpse into what these elite-level training camps really look like. Davis made it clear afterward that Teofimo Lopez brings serious skills to the table, having watched both Stevenson and Lopez compete since their amateur days. What he's really saying is this: raw talent only gets you so far. When the lights are brightest, it comes down to who prepared better, who's faster, and who executes their game plan when everything's on the line.
How do you see Teo against Shakur playing out? Because you want me to tell you the truth, like, this fight could have been the winner's bracket fight. In other words, they're jumping to it, but at the end of the era, it may have been Teo and Shakur, especially if you would never fight Shakur, right? How do you see this fight playing out?
I see it playing out, let's say, I see it starting off slow.
Okay.
And then I see as Shakur wins the first round, as Shakur wins the second round, slowly, I think Teo is going to eventually start picking it up and start imposing his will.
Right.
And then, it's just going to go from there. That's how I think it's going to go.
That's a fair assessment.
That's a fair one.
Especially for that to be his brother.
Keyshawn Davis opened up about that viral sparring footage with Shakur Stevenson, making sure everyone understood there was nothing personal about what happened. He broke it down like this: once they stepped through those ropes, he couldn't find his range at all, while Stevenson was picking him apart with counters that landed clean every time. But here's what separated Davis from most fighters: he refused to back down. He kept coming forward because he knew the moment he eased up, it would be over. That brutal exchange left him with mad respect for Stevenson's abilities and proved that heart and determination matter just as much as skill.
Boom, sparring day come. I'm confident. I'm knowing I'm about to go in here and beat him up, right? Man, I get in the ring, man. Why I cannot hit this man, right? I cannot hit him, but he touching me. So I was like, oh, this is different.
He different.
Like, he different. So I just keep, I'm 14, he's 16. I just keep going, I just keep going. So some getting through, some not, some getting through, some getting not. And I felt as if I was to step off the gas pedal, he was gonna get me. So I just had to keep going, you feel me? And I know he explained that a lot of times in interviews, like that's why he respect me so much, because in that sparring right there, I didn't respect him at all. I was just trying to F him up, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what it was. And after the sparring, we respected each other. Like, it was a different type vibe after we sparred, honestly. Now it was like, oh, damn, bro, like, damn. Like, we really started to get to know each other, you feel me? Because when he came to our gym, he was popular, like.
Shakur Stevenson's current training camp has become the stuff of legend. This man approaches every single session like his life depends on it, bringing a level of focus that's honestly scary to watch. He's not just working on his hands and footwork either. Stevenson dives deep into tape study, breaking down opponents move by move, then runs through countless scenarios in his head until he can see every possible outcome. His team has built this camp around one simple idea: perfection in every detail. They work on timing, they work on power, they work on endurance, but most importantly, they work on staying sharp mentally. When Shakur walks to that ring, he won't just be in the best shape of his life. He'll know exactly what's coming and have an answer ready.
The fight is discipline, time away from my family. How you gonna beat me? Ain't no way you can beat me that way, bro. Why I keep saying I'm the best. Niggas don't want this shit more than me. I know it. I know it. I want this shit so bad. So bad. Shit easy, gang.
Easy, man.
Easy.
Always easy, man.
You already know.
Always easy, man.
This supposed to be a sprint.
Let's go.
This ain't no sprint.
No, it's a job. Let's go. We ready. That boy is...
The bond between Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson runs deeper than most people realize. From day one, these two have been like family, with Davis calling Stevenson his brother without hesitation. But here's where it gets interesting. That brotherhood didn't stop them from trying to take each other's heads off every time they stepped into the gym together. This rivalry pushed both men to places they never would have reached alone. Every sparring session became a war. Every drill turned into a competition. Davis explains it perfectly. They respected each other too much to take it easy. That competitive fire, mixed with genuine love and respect, created something special. Both fighters credit this relationship with making them who they are today, proving that sometimes the best way to show love is by refusing to let someone settle for less than greatness. Boxing.
It's family, bro. Like I'm never ever fighting Shakur. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. It's not even gonna feel right.
What were some of the experiences like with you guys growing up like as young men and young teenagers in Virginia? Like what some of those things that shaped you to know like he's my brother, man. I could never do that.
Yeah, the moment when I was like, all right, yeah, Shakur, I genuinely actually got real love for you was when I was going through my deep depression times. Even before I was going into the mental home, I used to tell my brother a lot. But then I started like backing off from my little brother because he was my little brother. I started talking to Shakur a lot about like how I was feeling and how I was thinking and what I was doing to myself. And Shakur was just giving me advice that I really like take in and like, damn, okay, I got you and stuff like that. And then I end up going to the mental home and, you know, like he calling me in there, checking up on me and stuff like that. I get out of the mental home, he pulling up on me, making sure I'm straight, making sure I get back in the gym, making sure I continue to do what I love. So he was there for me with my work.
Shakur Stevenson didn't hold back when he sat down with Ariel Helwani to discuss his upcoming war with Teofimo Lopez. The young champion came loaded with confidence, shutting down every critic who questioned whether he belonged in the ring with someone of Lopez's reputation. Stevenson made one thing crystal clear: Lopez has never stepped in there with anyone like him, period. He's talking about a completely different level of speed, boxing IQ, and adaptability that Lopez simply hasn't encountered before. What really stood out was Stevenson's approach to the whole situation. He's not buying into the hype or getting caught up in the noise. His entire focus stays locked on the chess match ahead, understanding exactly what it takes to break down a fighter with Lopez's power and experience. This isn't just confidence talking, it's a deep understanding of his own abilities and how they match up against anyone in the division. Stevenson went deeper into his strategy, explaining why he won't change his style just to please fans or meet other people's expectations of what this fight should look like. He's planning to stay true to what got him here: smart boxing, perfect timing, and controlling every aspect of the fight from distance to pace. The moment Lopez makes a mistake, Stevenson plans to be right there to capitalize. This methodical approach shows just how mature Stevenson has become as a fighter. He's learned that winning ugly is still winning, and boxing smart beats boxing hard every single time.
It's cool. I mean, that's their opinion. Like, you know, they could say that. But I know he never fought nobody on my level. Like, I'm 1,000,000% sure that Tio has never seen nobody as good as me in his life.
He's talking about like once he gets through you, then he wants Crawford, names like that. How do you think he would do against someone like Terrence at this point?
I think he gets knocked out.
Can't even hang with him.
Yeah, he's too little. Bud is too big for him.
Right. As far as skills, though, do you think he's on par with the likes of Terrence?
I'm not gonna say he's on a Terrence Crawford level of skills, but he's very skillful. He got a lot of things with him that puts him at a high level.
One thing that was interesting to me was it seemed like you were going to move on from Matchroom, but now Eddie Hearn is involved in this, and this is a Matchroom event. It seems like, I know it's a ring card too, but he's promoting it here in the United States. So what is the state of your relationship with Eddie and Matchroom at this point?
Eddie's my guy. I'm actually not signed to Matchroom, but he's my guy. I'm a big fan of Eddie Hearn, and nothing but respect to him. But I'm glad he's the promoter that's on this card. I'm glad to share the spotlight with his promotional company.
So if he's your guy, how come you're not signed to Matchroom?
I mean, it's just business. If it makes sense, then I will. You know, if it come down to it and that's what makes sense, then we'll do it. But right now, I don't think it makes sense.
Okay, so are you just more of like your own man at this point? Your own entity?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Do you negotiate with the ring people, with Turkey? You just do that yourself?
No, me and my manager, Jay Prince, yep.
Okay.
Respected boxing analyst Bozy Ennis dropped some serious knowledge about the Stevenson-Lopez showdown, and his message to Teofimo couldn't be more direct. Sleep on Shakur Stevenson, and you'll wake up on the canvas. Ennis broke down why Stevenson's speed creates such problems for power punchers like Lopez. It's not just about moving fast, it's about how that speed disrupts timing, makes opponents miss, and creates counter-punching opportunities that come out of nowhere. Ennis has watched too many strong fighters get picked apart by boxers who understand distance and movement. His warning to Lopez is simple: respect what Stevenson brings to the table, because that combination of ring intelligence and lightning-quick reflexes has ended careers before.
And I gotta tell everybody this, that what you call him is real athletic too, Teofimo. So I mean, I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight. You know what I mean? People think, a lot of people say it's gonna be easy and all. Nah, Teofimo can punch and he can box, and like I said, and he's real athletic. So you know what I mean? That'll make it a little difficult right there. You know what I mean?
I see a lot of people going back and forth with it. Some people think Tio got the advantage because of the weight and that he's athletic and explosive. Some people say Shakur is the better boxer.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
How you see that fight ending?
Well, they saying, they've got the weight and all that. I see Shakur box big guys, light heavyweights and all that stuff. It's like moves. They box heavyweights and put the heavyweights down. You know what I mean? I think that's the right move for him. You know what I mean? Get up, and I think he can really do good at that weight.
This isn't a stoppage.
I'm looking at a decision, not a stoppage. But then all according how Till come in. If Till come at him, he's gonna run into some shots. It might be over. You know what I mean?
Now, you always tell me it's the shot that you don't see coming.
That's it.
That power is speed.
Right.
So, could it be a situation where people underestimate Shakur's punching power?
Yeah. I think Shakur can punch. You know what I mean? I think he can punch. It's just like I said, speed is power. Not them guys, muscle-bound guys come in and they tell me, oh, he can punch and all that. Like I just got finished saying, like you just got finished saying, matter of fact. The punch that you don't see knocks him out. And they always say, man, I didn't see that punch coming. That's the one you worry about.
Veteran boxing journalist Dan Raphael painted this matchup as everything fans could want in a fight: technical brilliance meeting raw, explosive power. Raphael sees this as the perfect storm of contrasting styles that make boxing beautiful to watch. On one side, you have Stevenson, who treats every round like a chess match, using his brain as much as his hands to pick opponents apart. On the other side stands Lopez, who can flip the script with one perfectly timed bomb that changes everything. What makes Raphael so excited about this fight is how both men's strengths could be the key to victory, depending on how things unfold. Stevenson's defensive mastery and tactical approach versus Lopez's ability to create chaos and end fights in dramatic fashion. This is what happens when elite meets elite.
A bona fide world champion in 2 divisions. He was the champion at lightweight, had most of the belts, defeated Lomachenko. He did suffer the upset loss to Kambosos. There were some physical issues there that we didn't know about going into the fight, not to make excuses for him. But regardless, he came back and even though maybe he didn't shine and scintillate maybe in some of those fights after that, when it came time to step up and take on the champ, which was Josh Taylor, he shined in that fight. So when Teofimo is matched, in a big time opponent, he's delivered, and he's done it, a number of times. And, he looked really good against Taylor. And Shakur, by the way, similar thing. He's been flawless through his career. He maybe not the most exciting at times, but Shakur Stevenson gets the job done. He has won titles from featherweight up to lightweight. When his back was against the wall, quote unquote, and everybody had big expectations, and he had a lot of pressure on him not to make it a boring fight and all that kind of business. What did he do in his last fight against William Zepeda? He stood in the pocket and he fought the guy, and he won handily. He shut him out basically. He won like 10 rounds to 2. I mean, he fought a unification fight against Oscar Valdez, a fighter that, even though he might have been favored, thought maybe Oscar could do some damage because he was a good puncher and had a great amateur background and a great chin and all those types of things. And he went out there and he routed him also. I mean, so these are 2 of the best young elite fighters in boxing, and their fight has been talked about for a long time. They spent most of their careers together at Top Rank, which is a fight. If you ever ask Bob Arum, he'll tell you that was a fight that Top Rank, down the road had their eye on at some point when they were going to be, closer in weight to each other, because obviously Teofimo had started off, a little bit heavier than Shakur, but they would eventually catch up to each other. They're both Olympians, by the way. Teofimo he's American, but he fought for his parents' country of Honduras in that same Olympic Games. It was Shakur Stevenson winning a silver medal for the United States. I mean, they have all kinds of accomplishment. I do think they have a healthy respect for each other. They know each other for all the years being at top rank events together. They fought on the same undercard twice when the main event was Terrence Crawford, who was obviously very close to Shakur, but Teofimo was on those shows also. So, and they're doing it in the right place. This is not a fight they're taking to a place that doesn't make sense. All respect to the big matches they do in Saudi Arabia, but this is the kind of fight that belonged in America, and it didn't belong in Las Vegas. It belongs in New York City at Madison Square Garden. Teofimo is from Brooklyn. Shakur is from Newark, New Jersey, which is a 5-minute train ride from Midtown Manhattan. I mean, it's got everything you want to see. The Garden hasn't had a lot of big fights in the main arena over the last few years. The last one they had was the third fight between Katie Taylor and Serrano. But before that, it'd been, a couple of years, I think, since they had a main arena fight. So this is a big time fight.
Tim Bradley, former world champion and respected analyst Timothy Bradley, examined this fight from a completely different angle, focusing on what it means for boxing's future. Bradley sees fighters like Stevenson as representatives of a new generation that's changing how we think about the sweet science. These aren't just athletes relying on physical gifts anymore, they're students of the game who combined old school fundamentals with modern training methods and strategic thinking. Bradley compared Stevenson's approach to what made fighters like Devin Haney so successful, emphasizing how today's elite boxers think 3 moves ahead of their opponents. This fight between Stevenson and Lopez represents something bigger than just 2 men competing for a title. It's about defining what the next era of boxing will look like. Bradley stressed how Stevenson sets the bar for what technical excellence means in today's game. His precision, speed, and tactical awareness force opponents like Lopez to completely rethink their approach. Lopez brings incredible athleticism and knockout power, but against someone like Stevenson, those tools have to be used with surgical precision rather than reckless abandon. Bradley believes young fighters watching this bout will see a master class in how modern boxing combines brain and brawn to create something truly special.
It again. Yeah, I think Devin Haney setting the trend. Devin Haney setting the trend. Yeah. Yep, he's setting the trend. Now all these young guys starting to test themselves against each other now. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. We want to see who the best is, yo. And then the winner of this fight right here needs to fight Devin Haney. Why not? Why not? Keep it going. Keep it going. But anyways, look, this is a message, man. Anybody that's going to be working that hard, y'all better make sure y'all do y'all damn homework. I'm talking about any commentators, any host, anybody. Do your damn homework, man, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not going to be one of them fights where it's going to be rock'em, sock'em, both guys hitting each other and stuff like that. No, it's going to be small, little nuancey type of things that if you don't know what you're watching, you can't tell us what the hell is going on. All the fans at home going to be like, what's going on? You know? That they don't have the knowledge that you're supposed to have to give us some food for our damn thoughts. So do your damn homework on this, okay? Oh, that go for everybody that's gonna be calling this fight, because there's every offense that, or every type of any offense that's gonna be landed, it's gonna have to be earned or set up. Both these guys are intelligent, right? Teofimo Lopez, explosive as hell. He's smart as well. Shoot, you got to remember, this man was the first man to beat Lomachenko. Yeah, well before Haney. Yeah, So, look, check this out. And you already know Shakur Stevenson. You know what he bringing to the ring. Defense first. Yep, defense first. You ain't getting nothing. I'm gonna get mine when I get mine and when I want to get mine, but you ain't getting nothing. So look, y'all might perceive this fight as being boring and this and that. This is going to be one hell of a technical battle that I can't wait to see.
The discussion took an interesting turn when analysts started examining how Teofimo Lopez performs against different levels of opposition. Here's what they discovered. Lopez seems to rise to the occasion only when facing the absolute best fighters in the world. It's like he needs that elite level challenge to unlock his full potential. Against Shakur Stevenson, expect to see the absolute best version of Lopez, the one who uses every physical gift and mental tool at his disposal. This dynamic sets up a fascinating scenario where both fighters will be operating at their peak capabilities, creating the kind of high-stakes atmosphere where legends are born. The breakdown showed that Lopez's aggressive nature and offensive instincts will be tested like never before against Stevenson's defensive wizardry. One wrong move, one mistimed attack, and Stevenson will make him pay. But here's the thing about Lopez. When he's locked in and fighting smart, his combination of speed, power, and ring awareness makes him dangerous for anyone on the planet.
Teofimo Lopez needs opponents like Shakur Stevenson because they are elite fighters. He needs that to bring out the very best in him. I just can't see how it's possible that whilst Teofimo, we've seen a ceiling with him in terms of he's been beaten by certain opponents, we know that he can lose in the ring. But I don't know if that's a genuine ceiling, because I think that his ceiling is actually one of the most changeable in boxing based on who's in front of him. And so actually, I think there's a very, very good chance we're going to see the best possible version of Teofimo Lopez in the ring against Shakur Stevenson. But we should talk about Shakur Stevenson before we get into the nuts and bolts of the fight, what it might look like, and why it is so risky for both men. Now, Shakur Stevenson is currently undefeated. He's 24-0 with 11 KOs. He turned pro back in 2017. He's the same age as Teofimo Lopez at 28 years old, both men in their athletic primes. He's 5'8". I mean, these are on paper heights, so potentially a little bit shorter. He could even be a bit taller than Teofimo Lopez. I really need to see them next to each other.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.